Harlem Talk Radio brings you news and information at stimulating talk radio on the Harlem community. We cover business, education, entertainment.
Welcome back, family, to Harlem Roots and Beyond. We're entering segment 2. Be sure to check out segment 1. Kama and I did our thing there. And before the break, we were talking about social media and its impact on young people. And Kami shared a story about his co-worker who was playing a video game with someone from another country. It got a little bit out of hand. I guess, the guy was getting his butt whipped, and it got kind of nasty. So what I wanted to add on to that, Kama, is just that you just don't know when you're playing these games, who you're playing with, right? So I gave the example that you might be playing with a pedophile. They think you're a 13-year-old. Because people play those games, right? Well, I'm 13, and I'm not wearing anything. Really? And then it turns into, well, you gay? Yo, son, you gay? It's just it's just so ridiculous, right?
But that's how social media. That's
you can be anyone you want to be.
Exactly.
Right? You can be a gangster. You can be, I don't know. You can be anyone. But the crazy thing about that is, for me, is that does anyone ever want to be themselves? Why can't you play the game and just be who you are? You can't, but people show who they are eventually. Yeah. So this cat, your coworker was playing with this cat and everything was cool until he started getting his butt beat. Yeah. Then he got vicious. Yeah. He was always vicious.
Over a game.
He was vicious already.
Yes. But suddenly over a game?
Clearly there was something that was left out of the story. I don't know if he was that crazy to show a photograph of someone's brains blown out because he was losing a game, or might be more to the story. I don't know.
No, I know my man. I know as this cat was throwing his he was bringing back his because his theory is a man is a man just like me, and ain't no man gonna disrespect me. So I know it might have elevated, but how do we even get here from a game? I'm not saying my man is righteous in the situation, but I'm saying, how do we get here over a game?
Listen, and you notice that the games are getting more and more realistic. Now, dig this. I have a what do you call it? Wow, the word escapes me. But here it is. So you notice the video games are getting more and more realistic.
Yes.
A lot of war games.
Yes.
A lot of blasting,
a lot of stick-up robbery, rape games.
Got that.
And this is for the children?
So what do you think that does to the minds of children?
They know what it does to the minds of children, and that's a major part of the reason, along with hip-hop and also everybody wanting to be G'd up, as quote-unquote it said. That's the reason for what's going on in our streets. And it's not just New York. It's just that New York was in a blazing 5-alarm fire this summer.
Crazy, right? A friend of mine has a theory about video games, and it made me think about it. He says, yeah, Lidge, he says, with all these games being so violent, ultra-violent, and, a lot of military games, he says, you think it's preparing young people for the military? And I thought, interesting. Because it's all shoot 'em up, bang, bang.
It's all shoot 'em up, bang, bang, man.
It's ridiculous.
It's all sex, drugs, and hip-hop.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes. It's desensitizing the kids to everything.
In a video game. I mean, this is, come on, man.
I know.
And then, like we talked about the young man last week who locked himself in the room for 4 days. Where was your parents? Somebody should have had a string of feet up in her backside. You in the room for 4 days playing a video game, and you haven't came out the room, but that's okay?
Isn't that something? Well, fam, you all have young people that you've come across, either your family members, nieces, nephews, and that you have probably spoken to about their use of social media and how addictive it is, because it can be addictive. Yeah. But to lock oneself in a room for, first of all, unless it's your crib, no kids lock themselves in my house.
This is my point.
That's crazy. What's going on?
What, your mother's a drunk? Well, she just stayed washed all week?
That's possible. So we're going to go in right now, Kamai, because, Mitt Romney
Wow, let's get political with it.
Let's go in.
Yeah. He announced his
VP?
Yeah, his running mate, they call it.
Running mate. Paul Ryan. And now, you know, the GOP, boy, I'm telling you, they're getting ready to act crazy, as they normally do.
Yeah, their convention is coming up on the 27th.
Oh, boy.
So it's gonna be a hooskow hurrah thing, you know.
Right.
I've been waiting to say this.
Come on.
The good old boys. About to party their boots off.
Yeah. But they better watch it.
Yeah, there's a whole lot going on with the good old boys. And it ain't got nothing to do with no campaigning about no elections.
I know that's right. Now, we know that there's been some sticky situations. I'm going to give you one that's been getting a lot of profile. Todd Aiken.
Atkins or Aikens?
Aiken.
Okay.
Right? Made some controversial remarks. Well, you know, when isn't a controversial remark being made lately?
Yes.
About rape. And, you know, no laughing matter on that. We know that.
No,
but
not at all.
The fact that he said that there are times when a rape is legitimate. That's a soundbite family of a piece of what he said. And that, now let me get this straight.
Yeah, I'm
going to paraphrase it.
Yeah.
That during an instance of rape, women have the capacity to shut it down. His words.
What he said.
Shut it down.
The Republican congressman, what he said was legitimate rape rarely gets pregnant. So in other words, he would say, okay, from what I understand from doctors, this is what he said, women's bodies naturally reject pregnancies that result from rape.
Please read that again for those just tuning in.
From what I understand from doctors, women's bodies naturally reject pregnancies that result from rape.
So
now this is Todd Aikens, a Missouri congressman, and he said he got this information from doctors.
Let's
so the mind can say, all right, that sperm caught the egg, but I'm so twisted about this rape, my body's gonna reject that sperm and the egg's gonna fight it off. And the whole process is gonna go in reverse because my mind is so torn over this rape. How ridiculous is that?
How ridiculous is that? Let me give a quote from our president, Kamai, who said, and I quote, "Rape is rape. This is why we shouldn't have a bunch of politicians, the majority of which are men, making decisions that affect the health of women." That's coming from President Barack Obama. Okay. So, you know, I don't know where Todd Aiken has come from. It's my first time really hearing about him.
Yeah.
But he's really put a thorn in the side of Mitt Romney. I'm telling you that because, you know, he's from the Republican Party and the Republicans have been trying to shut him down for days after these comments, and they can't seem to do it. He says he's still going to run.
Yeah, he's running.
And no one's going to stop him. But I have a feeling that there have been some late-night phone calls to him about him stepping down, and he should be stepping down soon, come on. I don't think he's going to make it through the end of the week.
Yeah, but we also have another Republican.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Come on with it.
Former Superior Court Judge Andrew Napolitano states abortion should never happen, even in the case of rape. Now, let me get his name right first. Andrew Napolitano. Yeah.
And his quote again, please?
Abortion should never happen, even in the case of rape.
Okay, so I, you know, as the only woman sitting in the room, and
follow me now.
Let me just say this to men. I just don't understand where these men come from. But a rape is not something that you talk about, just offhandedly.
Yeah.
So a woman has been victimized. She gets pregnant from the victimization, and these fools are going to sit around and say she needs to go through this full pregnancy, have this child. For what? To satisfy their ideologies about rape? Not
and
the
abortions.
woman's right, not the woman's choice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Who wants to look at a child for the rest of their life?
That
When
reminds
they were
them.
violated. Yeah, I understand. I understand totally. I'm not a woman, but I understand. I understand how any woman would want to abort a child that was conceived in rape. And I have to be honest, I'm not really with abortion. I'm not standing outside with the bombs planted in the clinic and all of that, but I'm not really with abortion, I feel, when you laid down and you did the damn thing, as they say now, you knew the result of unprotected sex. So, now you want to run and slay the fetus and, you know what I mean? But, it is what it is.
We want to shout out Carl from Boston. Where's Carl, on Facebook with us? On website? Welcome, Carl. Thanks for listening in.
Always good to have you. Stay with us.
Yeah.
You are family.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for checking us out. But yeah, I mean, that's always been, abortion and rape has always been that slippery slope for conservatives.
Yeah.
Who really feel like, some people who are not necessarily conservative, but who have a moral compass that says, you know what, abortion isn't right, and a child is conceived at the point of, and so, we're not gonna beat this dead horse, but let's just say that.
Yeah. But before we leave, let's segue on the Republicans, because these are all Republican cats with these statements and whatnot of abortion and rape and what's what. Let's talk about some of their people. Where he might stand on it.
Wow. So, Kama hit me with Minnesota lawmaker, Representative Kerry Gauthier. He got caught with his pants down.
Literally.
Receiving oral sex from a 17-year-old boy. Now, we have, over the past several years, Republicans have been caught in bathrooms, tapping each other's shoes. The code was to tap the shoe, and they have these, they have pages that they hang out with, and
good old boys.
It's really interesting, and they want to set so many things back socially. I'm almost sure that this man was against gay marriage and probably is
things thereof,
right.
Whatever his political agenda was. Look at the bottom line factor.
The bottom line.
And he's a lawmaker. He's a lawmaker.
Oh, he is. Yes. Kerry Gauthier, 56, representative in the state legislature. He says, he was supposed to run in the race this fall, right?
Yeah, he stepped down, though.
He had a change of heart.
Yeah, he got out of Dodge.
Well, yeah, because it was going to be a tough race.
Oh, more than tough. It was over from the beginning.
Yeah.
That was going to be what the whole race was about.
Yeah. Let me see if anything. Gauthier, who is unmarried and gay. Okay, so he's not a closeted person.
17-year-old young man.
Underage, right? He said in an earlier release that he vowed to stay. This is before he stepped down. That he's chemically dependent and has been in recovery for over 30 years, and he had one relapse in 30 years. Now, for him to have to say that makes no sense, because one has nothing to do with the other. You had sex with an underage person. That's bad enough. Now you're going to put out that you had some problems.
This been your thing for a while, and you supposedly have been clean of it for how long, 30 years?
Well, chemically dependent. That's always a little scary, because what does that mean? Alcohol, crack?
I mean, he's been through everything. That's all it means.
Okay, got you. So, family, this is Harlem Roots and Beyond for Thursday the 23rd of August, and Kama and I are getting it in on this Republican mess. We talked about Todd Aiken and his recent statements. And you know what? It's going to come back to bite him. We know that.
Yeah.
Romney has picked Paul Ryan, and Paul Ryan is, you know, new jack coming into the national stage, and
but his views
his
are
agenda
even stronger than your man's. We might be saying goodbye to health insurance, Medicaid, welfare, anything they giving the government is giving up for free.
Abortion, yeah, they want to take us back. Oh yeah. One of the things that Nizer and I talked about before you came into the studio, brother, was this comparison. So you had George Bush, W, and you had Dick Cheney was his right hand. Okay. Dick Cheney was the neocon, right? Neoconservative,
exactly,
couldn't tell him nothing, right? He wanted to go back to the good old days. Look at Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan, almost a similar kind of demographic.
Not almost. It is what it is.
Same thing, right?
It is what it is. You know, but I still say, you know, boxing gloves off, Obama gonna knock him down, because you know, it's a lot of politics behind that too.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, being that we're mentioning Obama, your man, Biden, made a statement while addressing a largely black audience about the Republicans, Mitt Romney and Ryan, trying to put them back in chains. Wow, they blew that one out the water.
Sure did.
He shouldn't have did that.
But the truth is the light.
Yeah.
The truth is the light.
I don't really think, I mean, they had one black congressman, senator, whatever, stood up talking whatever, but he just exchanged from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party recently. So that was like, you know what I mean? That was neither here nor there. But yeah, so he made that statement, but I'm not angry about it.
No.
He was straight up front and honest about it.
And you know, you can take that a lot of
But
different ways.
it was being referred to the Wall Street market and so forth anyway.
Absolutely.
But they're going to twist the agenda of it, especially being that he was talking to a majority black audience.
Right. What does chains mean to black people?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Taking us back to the good old days. Well, it wasn't good old days for us.
No, not at all, but it was for the good old boys.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
So, family, you know, thank you so much for joining Kamai Kasi and I for Harlem Roots and Beyond. And, you know, we've been talking about some heavy subjects. I want to lighten this up a little bit, Kamai. Make you laugh a little bit. So, out in Queens today, I think it was yesterday, I'm sorry, 3 million bees.
I believe I heard about this. The gentleman had 45 hives around his house.
In the back of the crib. Okay.
Yeah.
So, my question is this. Now, they had to have, you know, the professional beekeepers come in, and there's a quote that I want to read you.
Okay.
It's gotten out of hand. This is the man who owns the 45 hives. He says, it's gotten out of hand. I didn't have the time or resources to do this. I mean, take care of the bees correctly, right?
That's what he said.
Now, one of the master beekeepers that came in to help this case out said, I thought I'd seen it all in urban beekeeping, but this surprised me. The gentleman said, I used to be a beekeeper in mainland China. He says, that's all I want to do. Now, dig this. This is what you need to hear. This New York City legalized beekeeping in March of 2010. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could just have a hive of bees in the crib.
I didn't know that either.
Apparently you can. You don't need a license, but the hives have to be registered.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I learned that this morning too on 1010.
Right. Owners of unregistered hives, beehives, face fines of up to $2,000 each.
He owes a lot of money.
Now,
90 cash.
Right. And there are presently about 200 hives that have been registered across the city. Now, I didn't know that bees were so cool. Like, what is it about a bee? No, seriously, brother.
But people have fetishes for everything,
sure
man.
Enough.
You know what it is. All kinds in the world. You
3
know what it
million
is.
bees, brother?
Yeah.
And you my neighbor. We going at it. If I hear a buzz, no, can you imagine the buzzing of 3 million bees?
Yeah, sure can.
And his neighbors knew he was a crackpot, made complaints to the police
Filed,
department.
They called the people, but nobody really came to address the situation for what it was. Because if they did, they would have learned he had more than he was allowed to register.
45
Way
hives,
more. 40
brother.
more than he was supposed to have.
And he's talking about, this is what I did back home in China. Now, there's a big difference.
Between here and China.
China, mainland China, and you in a queen's crib, your backyard is filled with bees. Now, first of all, you know, bees, they get mad and they start swarming, brother.
Yeah,
they don't just chill because you want them to chill.
Yeah,
what if one bee said to the other bee, listen, I'm ready to go. I'm tired of living like this. I don't like it.
I know.
What
just
y'all
take
think?
A sting. Let's get at them. Let's get at them. Let's get at all of them.
3 million bees? How you going to control 3 million bees, brother?
You can't. You can't swat them. They're going to control you. They're going to consume your whole body.
Can you imagine? They will cover you, smother you, go all in your nose. See, I don't watch too many movies. I saw a movie where the bees went.
Bees.
The bee. That was the name of the movie, brother?
I believe so.
The bees. Anyway, fam, you know how I get. I just had to share that, you know. Now, my question is this. What do you do with 3 million confiscated bees? What is the city going to do with them?
All right, check this out. That's up to them. Just don't bring them to my crib.
Because, you know, you got these folks that are animal control freaks that don't kill them. And what you going to do with them? Let them out in their natural environment.
Tell Peter my mink is dragging on the floor. No.
Right. They might could create honey. They're organic. Don't kill them. They might see. This was a whole nother scene. But fam, I don't know.
That's like the bee story, you know.
The bee story?
Yeah. Remember, you didn't see that?
That cartoon?
Yeah.
The bee story? That's the name of it?
Animated bee story. So I know this because I watch it with my daughter like 40,000 times. You know, you got to know, it was Jerry Seinfeld. He was the lead character in the bee. You got to love bees, you know, because bees make honey and bees are good for everything. You got beeswax and, you know, all this good stuff. So you can't just kill the bees.
Okay, right. Now see, that's a grown man there. Interpreting a cartoon. I just want you guys to get an idea of what's going on here. Just in case you're wondering what the hell that was.
He's legit.
That's our producer that saw the bees.
The man responsible for this whole thing.
That's why it is crazy that sometimes, fam. No, but I just really thought, what would you do once you confiscate the bees? What happens? But I guess, like you said, brother, it's up to them.
Yeah, let them handle that. They wanted to go get them.
Yeah. Personally, they stayed right there, 3 million strong. So, fam, we talked about a lot of heavy subjects today, and as we go out this evening, you know, we want to go out on a light note with respect to, you know, it still is summer, and our young kids, you know,
like right now,
out
you
having
can sit
fun.
here and you can hear them in the street. You could hear that it's children that you hear in the street playing and running about and doing what they do. And fortunately, there's no sounds of the pow-pow around. Not at this present time, but, you know, summer is still summer. It's still a beautiful thing. Like I said, the city was just on fire this summer, which was a horrible thing. But summer is still a beautiful season when the trees blossom and the sun shines bright, giving the heat every day and, you know, long daylight. And, you know, summer is what it is. So we don't want to steal that from summer because New York had a heated summer.
Right. And we want our young people to know that, you know, not all of you are out doing the wrong thing. We want to.
There is hope.
Yeah. We want to talk, you know, uplift those kids that are doing the right thing, that wouldn't touch a gun, that's not out doing the wrong thing.
That know better.
You know, we love y'all. We want y'all to keep doing what you do.
And those who are doing the wrong thing, running around doing what you know you shouldn't be doing, we love y'all too.
Yes.
And that's where the dilemma comes. It's a rock and a hard place.
Sure enough. So, the last couple of weeks of summer, enjoy it because school is about to start, and we want you to get your butts in school and do what you need to do, make your parents and grandparents proud, you know. And, you know, we love you regardless. I'm glad you said that, brother, because whether you know, to the left or to the right, we love you.
Yeah.
And,
whether you're Crip or Blood, I love you.
And that's something.
Black like me.
Something, yeah. So, fam, you know, we're going to go out on that high note, just letting folks know that we here. Kama and Ligia, you know, every Thursday night at 8. And this is Harlem Roots and Beyond. And we want to definitely shout out our people that, you know, check us out and show us love, you know. We do this because we love it.
Carl is a DJ, huh?
Oh, so Carl, you doing the spinning thing? All right, we got to check you out because we old school. So I don't know if you still digging in crates, Carl, or you doing this newfangled thing where they spinning on the,
you know, whatever you might be dealing with. But do what you do, because I'm sure you do it to death.
Right on. You know.
Stay on, get connected, log on, see some of the things that we doing, Carl. You know, everything in positivity from education to information. You know, this is what we do, and we would love to see what you do.
Right on.
Because DJing is something that I'm into.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You know, a rhyme got to come about.
Sure enough.
But
so fam,
where we at on time? All right, so let me just say love, peace, and happiness to every man, woman, and child.
Peace.
Harlem Talk Radio brings you news and information at stimulating talk radio on the Harlem community. We cover business, education, entertainment, health, politics, technology, finance, and lots more.